What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JBsports back again. What another one. Interesting game last night. Game 7, Eastern Conference semifinals. Featuring number 1 seed Philadelphia 76ers taking on the number 5 seed Atlanta Hawks. I went into this game thinking this was going to be a high-scoring type of game, but it was the exact opposite. And you got to give the Atlanta Hawks a lot of credit, man, because they went outside their comfort zone. They're not known as a defensive team throughout the regular season. They're a team that likes to play at a high, up-tempo type of play. They like to get up and down and score a lot of points. And they're willing to, I'm not saying they don't pay no attention to defense, but they're willing to give up some points to get you in order to play their style of game. Let me put it to you like that. They're willing to let you score your points, but you playing into their hands in a way, because you playing an up-tempo type of running gun type of style, and they know they figure that they got more bullets in the chamber to win a shootout type of game. That's been their MO throughout the regular season. But when you get to the playoffs, man, it's about stops. You know, the greatest the Golden State Warriors were, you know, those teams, they won 3 championships in what, 5 years, something like that, 3 championships in 4 years. They were a team that got a lot of headline news, and they got a lot of, you know, standing ovations, for the lack of a better word, off their offense. Everybody, man, did you see Steph Curry hit that logo 3? Did you see Klay Thompson score 29 points in 1 quarter? You know, and they did those things, and they was those type of players, man. They were one of the best shooting backcourts in the history of the game. But the reason why they won those 3 chips was because of defense. They were one of the elite defensive teams during those times. And that's the reason why they won championships. And a lot of Hawks, man, you got to give them credit, man. This might be the first step, man, in many steps that they're going to have to take. But they was able to lock down on defense, man. They did a good job on Tobias Harris, who is the number 3 option for the Philadelphia 76ers. But in actuality, he's the number 2 option due to the fact that Ben Simmons, who I'm going to get to in a minute, doesn't shoot the ball, has no confidence. Just refuses to shoot now. As teams get a bead on him in the playoff series, knowing that he wants to get to the basket, they shut the paint down on him. They make him do what he don't want to do. What he says he's been working on in the offseason, but don't want to do it when his game is really on the line in these playoffs. That's his hit outside shots. He refuses to shoot those, and that was to the detriment of the Philadelphia 76ers offense. It's time for them to move on from Ben Simmons. Long story being short. It's time for them to move on, but the problem with him is his contract. He's untradeable. The man's making around $100 million max contract he got with the Philadelphia 76ers. I think he's making around $36 million per season. It's either $100 million, or probably a little more than $100 million if I'm not mistaken. And he's a max player. Let's just put it to you like this. He's just a max player making max money, and he's untradeable. It's not nobody going to be willing to take on that contract, and when they're getting the type of performances they're getting out of him in the playoffs. He's a one-trick pony. Is basically what I'm saying. He's a one-trick pony. He's a guy that can get to the basket. He's a guy that's a very good passer. He's a guy that, you know, if you want to play an up-tempo type of game, he's a guy that you want the ball in his hands. But the problem with him is in the playoffs, the game slows down. It's all about execution in the half court. And he's unable to produce the numbers that he produced in the regular season when you got one team you're playing one night, then you're playing another team the next night, and 2 days later you're playing another team. It's just that it's different when you get in the playoffs, when you're playing a team over and over in a 7-game series, when they get a bead on what you do well and what you don't do well. And he seems to struggle in these playoffs time and time again. So we will see what happens. We will see what transpires, but he needs to be traded, but the problem is he's untradeable with the contract that he got. So that's basically long story being short on Ben Simmons. But as far as this game 7 goes, you got to give Atlanta Hawks, again, a lot of credit. Trae Young did not shoot the ball well at all. He was 5 for 23 from the field, did not play well at all in the first 3.5 quarters. But when it was money time for a quarter, he was able to hit a lot of key shots, and he was able to get a lot of key assists as he was able to get Atlanta in the right offense. And I got to give another shout out to an unsung hero for the Atlanta Hawks. That's that guy Herter. He came in, I don't know what was going on with Bogdanovich, man. I looked up, he was on the bench cheerleading. I'm like, damn, why Bogdanovich not in the game? I didn't look it up and find out what was wrong with him, but obviously he was hurt. He was dealing with some kind of injury. He did not play. And I don't know if he got hurt early in that game or what, man. I think I don't know what's going on with Donovan. But bottom line is he wasn't out there. He's one of their best players on the team. He wasn't out there. And Herter came in there. He just misused Seth Curry. Seth Curry tarnished the Curry name yesterday as he got misused and abused on the defensive end of the court. You know, Herter was basically, pushing him down right into his sweet spot, right in the middle part of that paint, and he was just turning around, shooting them little fadeaways right over the top of him, and he was scoring over him time and time again. And he was the unsung hero because you got what you got out of Trae Young as far as he got 11 assists. He didn't shoot the ball well, but he made winning plays down the stretch. He played well, and then you had Herter came through, and that was enough with their defensive mindset that they came in with that game. They was able to slow down Tobias Harris. They didn't have to do nothing with Ben Simmons because he refused to shoot, had no confidence. And they was able to kind of wear down Joel Embiid, who in my opinion has got to get in better shape. He's got to get in better shape. He's got to dedicate his mind and body to the offseason. He's got to get in supreme condition. He need to hire a trainer that's going to working with him 24/7. He's got to maybe even bring in a nutritionist because he's probably got to lose around 15 to 20 pounds. He's got to get in maximum playing shape going into this season so his body can withstand the 82-game season plus the playoff run that they're going to do. So that's some of the things that they need to address in the offseason. But the bottom line is the Atlanta Hawks were able to win the game 103-96 over the Philadelphia 76ers. And they're on to the Eastern Conference Finals to face off with Giannis Antetokounmpo, a.k.a. the Greek Freak, in Eastern Conference Finals that not many experts predicted. They probably predicted Milwaukee was going to be there, but they damn sure didn't predict Atlanta was going to be there. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. We will see what happens and we will see what transpires. But those are some of the things that the Philadelphia 76ers front office need to address. Now let me know your thoughts about Trae Young. Let me know your thoughts about Ben Simmons. What you think they need to do with him? I don't think they can do anything with him with the contract he got. I think he's untradeable. But let me know your thoughts on Ben Simmons. Let me know your thoughts on the conditioning and stamina and what Joel Embiid needs to do to come back stronger next season. Let me know your thoughts. And again, Doc Rivers is a guy that's going to be on the hot seat too because he's 2 times where he had leading the series that he's blown. They was up in this series 3 games. They was up in this series and they almost blew it. They had big leads in Game 4. This series probably should have been over with in 5 games. They had big leads in Game 4 and Game 5 and blew that game. Well, the series could have been over in 5 games. They ultimately lose in 7 games. So it's going to be interesting to see if Doc Rivers is on the chopping block. I doubt after 1 season he's on the chopping block, but I think next year is going to be a show and prove year for Doc Rivers. He's going to have to take the Philadelphia 76ers to at least, in my opinion, the Eastern Conference Finals. If not, I think his job will be in jeopardy after next season. He's not able to do that. So we will see what happens and we will see what transpires. Hit the like button if you like the content of this video and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend, and I'll holler.